Alright, so welcome back to some more MX versus ATV Reflex. This is a track, a custom track, that's right, a custom track in Reflex by Gary664 called Cool Rhythms. This track is insane. Have a little story behind this. There was actually, because when you do custom tracks on PC, you put them in beta slots. You have 8 or however many beta slots in Supercross, in Nationals, in Freeride, all that good stuff. And eventually, you run into a track, and those tracks can overlap each other. So there can be a track made by Gary664, and there could be a track made by C4 Detonator. And they could both be Supercross tracks, and they might both be Beta Slot 1 or Beta Slot 2. Well, you can't run them both at the same time. So you run one, and then you switch it out and do another one. I had a track before this that was Beta Slot 1, and we'll probably do a video on that one as well. It's a really great track, really awesome. I've mentioned before, I don't play tracks or talk about tracks if I don't like them. Awesome track, probably will do a video eventually, but it was a little more simple, a little more classic Supercross stuff. I forget who it was by, but like I said, we probably will cover that one. And then I installed this one. I wanted to check it out. I almost did, and I was like, oh, you know, I think I'm happy with that other one. Let's just run that. But oh, okay, let's install this one, Cool Rhythms by Gary664. And it was like, oh man, this track is super awesome. And I don't remember, like I don't know when this track came out. I don't know how old it is. I have played a couple tracks by Gary, but I don't think I've done any on the YouTube channel. This is just a small, simple, great track. Everything about it is awesome. The environment's good. It's pretty simple, but it looks good. I mean, it looks good. It's not just, you know, blank walls where there's nothing. The track has this sick flow to it, and there's multiple lines, cool rhythms, as the title of the track would indicate, but all the rhythms seem to flow really, really, really well. You could maybe launch that wall. I never really tried. This was my first attempt on the track, actually. No, not true. I actually ran half lap to make sure it was the right beta slot and stuff like that, and then ran laps, which is why it's kind of ugly. Now here you can kind of wheel tap over that step-on, step-off table, which is interesting, and you will see after, I don't know, lap 3 or 4 or 5 maybe. We do it a couple times, really fast line. And then I never actually took the inside line here. I don't know, it probably is a pretty good one, but I personally never actually tried it, so for the most part, though, this track is really good. And if you guys have PC, go give it a download. Gary does some good stuff. He's got another one I played a while ago. It's been out for a while. It was a really big national. I forget what it was called now. I think that's by Gary. If I'm wrong, forgive me. But Gary, dude, sick track, cool rhythms, awesome stuff. We'll probably come back to this track here in just a second. But I kind of want to talk about that last video a little bit and the reason why we are playing MX versus ATV Reflex. The reason we're playing Reflex is because this is something that, like, a lot of people, there was insane how many comments. I did not expect that much. Thank you guys. I know a lot of you mentioned that you don't comment too much and you more watch and just enjoy the video, I guess, which thank you for the support. It really means a lot, but it really means a ton that a lot of you took your time to even just put more Reflex or something simple like that. And then there was a lot of comments where it was, you know, it was a really long comment. I know I haven't responded to those. It's like something that I do here. I know basically all YouTube channels like to ignore their comments and, you know, whatever. I know a lot of people, especially like big YouTube channels, they're like, oh, I went through and read all the comments. Maybe. You know, I'm never going to accuse somebody of something that if I don't know. But when they say that, you know, you kind of feel like, I don't really believe that they read my comment. I don't actually feel like they did, and I know that it would be impossible for channels that get like thousands upon thousands of comments to respond to them. I get that. But for me, at the point and stage of where this YouTube channel is, it is by no means impossible not to respond to all the comments. Now, you might look back and say, oh, you know, the comments you got on that last video weren't that bad. Yeah, but it's collectively over the entire channel. I still respond to comments that I get on videos I made 2 years ago, for the most part. And a lot of the times it's just kind of saying that, hey bro, this video was made like 2-3 years ago. I mean, it's not like I made it yesterday. But more or less I try to respond to all the comments, and I will try my best to reply to you guys on that last video. It just might take a couple days because there was like literally hundreds of comments on that video. So thank you. And Reflex was one of the, like, that was a common thing that people were asking for, was more Reflex, more Reflex, more Reflex, custom tracks. So hopefully there's a new kind of thumbnail for this. I've kind of been changing my thumbnails up, getting the best screenshots I can. And then my wife, that's what she does. She's a designer. She's went to school for it. She's also an art historian, but she's also a graphic designer, and she's very, very good at it. And so she kind of helps me out with the thumbnails. She does most of it. I basically just get the screenshot. So if there's a new design on here, it's something we're working on, and hopefully you can see it, because I know the thumbnail grabs you, and people said custom tracks. And I know we have, the funny thing is I had been doing a lot of custom tracks, okay? We had been doing it, but it still didn't feel like a lot of people were watching it. Maybe, I don't know, maybe you thought we were doing something else, so we'll try and make a thumbnail here that's super obvious that it's custom tracks, and hopefully it's cool, and hopefully it grabs your attention and you're watching this video right now. Otherwise, it must not have worked, and we'll have to go back to the drawing board. But anyways, the other thing that people were asking for, there was 3 or 4 things that, from what I noticed, I haven't read all the comments, but whatever. Another thing people were asking for was more MX Simulator, which I mentioned in that video that I know people ask for that all the time, but then when I do that video, it's like hardly anybody watches it. So I don't know. We'll see. I guess I'll play it. We'll do another video. It's been a while. I kind of took a break from it and haven't really played. I think I've been doing too many arcade games. It's gonna be hard for me to come back to MX Bikes and Sim. But I think we'll probably do more Sim and see how it goes. It'll be really, I mean, I say this all the time and people ignore it, but I think it's really gonna be based on you guys. I kind of mentioned one time that I wanted to do it for myself to see my own progression, like logging my own journal of MX Simulator, and a few people in that last video mentioned that as well. So that's what we're gonna shoot for. But I mean, if it doesn't seem like anybody's watching it, I mean, that's a hard game for me to record because I'm so bad at it. It might take several tries. And I mean, what I'm trying to do is the unedited versions where I do 3, 4, 5 laps, however many, and that's what we show. You know, I'm not gonna try and pick out the best laps, so you can just kind of see, oh, he's crashing here, or he's doing this, or whatever. So I think that's what we're gonna do, and it'll be based on your guys' support. So if it just doesn't feel like it's getting the support, then I'm just gonna drop that series. I'm going to. So I mean, I'm sorry if it's something you want to see, but I feel like it needs to reflect that people want to see it. I want to hit what the majority of people want to see, and that was a lot of people mentioned it. So maybe we will try that out again. This was something big, and then a lot of real life riding. People wanted real life riding, and I think there's a lot of people that didn't catch those real life riding videos that I was doing. I have 2 moto vlogs on the channel. They're in a playlist, and then we did the Road to Awesome, which was just a funny series. It was supposed to be funny. People took it way too serious and thought I was like, oh, he thinks he's so cool. Bro, come on, watch the video. It's supposed to be funny. Well, I have those videos on the channel, and I have another one, and I'm just kind of holding on to it because it was another one of those, it didn't feel like people wanted to watch it. And when people stop supporting it, if it doesn't, I'm trying to explain this in a way that it makes sense. The like system doesn't really matter that much to me, but if nobody's hitting the like button or the dislike button, it's impossible. For me, it's like, okay, well, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter. They don't care if they see it or not. So for me, that last video, I kind of got rid of the series because there was no support on it. And so I never uploaded that next video. So if you really, really, really want real life riding, make sure to support it, and I will keep going with it. Otherwise, it's, I decide that, well, we'll do something else. I'll try something else that maybe they'll like. It's just a guessing game with me. Or with you guys. It's super hard if no one's saying anything. So I will try some more real life riding. Now it is getting to be winter. We actually had a bit of snow here in Nebraska over Halloween, but usually I'm able to ride over the wintertime, at least a little bit. So maybe we can get some snow riding or stud the tires with screws and go ride around on a frozen lake or something. Maybe we can do something really cool. If that's something you want to see, make sure to leave a like and let me know in the comments. So real life riding, reflex, and sim were the big things. Now this is just for the next couple months. After that, we will be playing the new games, the AMA official Supercross the game, Monster Energy Supercross game, MX vs ATV All Out, and there is also a possibly 2018 release of a Nitro Circus game. Now I did see that in the comments. Nobody else has been talking about this, so you heard it here first. You heard it here first. Some of you might have heard it here first, but I'm not the first person to say this. There's been a lot of other people that have talked about it. Not really on the YouTube motocross gaming scene, but I've seen some interviews and stuff with people. So possible Nitro Circus game coming out next year, and it's going to be made by the same people that made MX Nitro. So really interesting. I think MX Nitro was actually a lot more fun than I thought it was going to be. But I think it could be really cool, guys. So we're going to be checking that out. MXGP4 or MXGP18, whatever you want to call it. Just a lot of stuff. LCQ Studios. There is going to be a ton of stuff coming out next year. I'm super pumped. I hope you're pumped. Again, we're going to try and get some more Reflex custom tracks in here. Make sure to support this series if you really want to see it. Let me know what kind of custom tracks you want to see. More Supercross, more Motocross, more Freeride. What do you want to see? Sim, I will try to get more Sim up. Again, it's going to be based off of your guys' support, so Sim will be coming back maybe next week or this week. I don't know, we'll see. And it's supported by you guys, so if you want it, make sure to drop a like on it and let me know in the comments. Suggestions help because I suck at that game. And I will probably be dropping possibly another real-life riding video next week or the week after, and then we'll go from there. We'll throw in some other stuff. I got to get back and read some more comments and mention it, but this is just kind of a follow-up video to the video I did yesterday. After this, we're done talking about it, and we'll move on to some other things. I got some really cool ideas from some of the feedback that I haven't talked about in this video. I hope it's something you guys want to see. Thank you so much for all the support on everything, guys, especially that last video. That was awesome. It really means a lot. It really does. And this is the section where I was talking about that weird wheel tap, if you didn't catch that already, over this table, kind of like that. Really cool. But Gary664, cool rhythms, awesome stuff. Go give it a download. The video is about over. Here's the finish line. Thank you so much for the support. You guys and girls are absolutely amazing. And until the next video, take it easy.